Hey to all my awesome nurses out there. So I'm so excited to come back to you today with Lori Delfosse. Last week, or maybe it was a week and a half ago, we talked about her bouncing back from burnout story. So if you hadn't had a chance to watch that, it's really, really powerful, especially for all of your new graduate nurses out there. She gives some really great advice, and her story is so inspirational and so supportive. So if you didn't see that when we were doing it live or catch the recording, I encourage you to go check it out. And today I want to talk about how Lori is actually nurturing nurses through business. So Lori, can you just remind our fellow nurses how long you've been a nurse?
Sure. Thanks, Jessica.
Sure.
I'm so excited to share what I'm doing. I've been working with many nurses now, and we are open to work with more. So I've been a nurse for 30 years. I graduated, 30 years ago, and then I got into pediatric nursing right away. Got out of hands-on pretty quickly after about 3 years, and then moved around in management, public health. I worked as a consultant with the state of Wisconsin, doing surveys, all sorts of different things. Then I eventually moved into sales. I sold pharmaceuticals, I sold medical devices. So really, I've had this vast experience from being on the floor, being on the unit, to being out in the community, and then working in management and then policy development with the state of Wisconsin.
That's so interesting. And I just want to pause for a second and point out to all of you fellow nurses, like when you have an RN behind your name, you have so much power to do and to create. Like, do not get stuck in like the I have to work at a bedside or I have to be in a doctor's office box, because it's not true. So I just want to say, like, Lori is the perfect example of the fact that there are a million things that you can do as a nurse. So I just want to plant that little seed. If you happen to be stuck in the box of like, I have to be at the bedside for the rest of my life, if you're unhappy, no, you don't. No, you don't. So thanks, Lori, for highlighting that. And I was looking at your website. It's a beautiful website, by the way. And I saw that you do health consulting now. Like, this is your business. So tell me more about what you do as a health consultant and sort of what's available through your business.
Absolutely, Jessica. Just a spin-off from what you had just mentioned about don't get stuck in the box, and I mentioned this in my last interview, that really the best advice I got from one of my most favorite professors was, Lori, just finish the degree, just get your feet wet, start working as a nurse, and just keep moving until you're happy.
Yeah.
So that brings me to health consultant. And, in my life, I've always been supporting people in hearing their story, hearing their health story. And, a lot of people love to talk about their health or their illnesses, really. And I just would find myself explaining to people, really it was nurse education, teaching them and helping them understand why they're sick. Not just, oh, I have diabetes, but, well, let's talk about, what causes diabetes, why you have diabetes, what are they telling you at the office? Well, and a lot of the answers were, well, I don't know, I just have diabetes, or I'm prone to it, or it's familial, or, it's everybody in my family has it. Mm-hmm. And, I help them understand, I bring them to a place where there's a cause, not just because it's genetic or because your family are predisposed for it, but there's reasons that we can actually have effect in helping, ease those symptoms. And, just shy of, we have helped many people actually get off of medications. And so anyways, so it was just a natural fit, natural role, as everybody, all you nurses out there, people bring their health concerns to you, right? They ask you questions like, well, or they tell you, oh, I've got MS, or, oh, I've got Parkinson's. Oh, I've got, my son has autism. So there's all these diagnoses there's causes to these. And this is the area that I work in, is addressing the cause. because our current medical system is the symptoms, right? You get pharmaceuticals to address your symptoms, or maybe you have surgery, or you have more diagnostics, and that's basically our current traditional medical system. So there's a huge gap in helping people not understanding why they're sick, or that they don't have to be stuck with that diagnosis, that there's things that we can do that can actually alleviate those symptoms, alleviate the diagnosis. And it's a lot of lifestyle changes and alternatives to support the body, so the body can do the work that it's designed to do. So that's where I fell into the health consulting, or really education role.
That's so fascinating. And speaking of being inside the box, and I'm talking specifically to the hearts of all of you nurses out there, because we know a lot. We have a lot of knowledge. And I agree with Lori that our current medical system is set up to react to disease and teach people how to manage disease, rather than focusing on the front end of how do we prevent that to begin with. And for all of you nurses out there, there are so many cultural things like within our profession that set us up to be unhealthy. We are set up to work long shifts, to experience high stress, to not get enough sleep, to eat all of the junk food, to practically mainline IV coffee. I mean, like, seriously, like, I feel like nurses' blood is like half coffee all the time. And so really, like, these are habits of disease. And even if you're not feeling sick yet, I guarantee you, number one, you're not in your optimal state of health. And number two, those behaviors are what lead you to disease and what are going to create you to become the patients that you're so passionate about caring for. And I just want to encourage you to step outside of the box of what you think you know and what you should be doing, and open your mind to the fact that preventative care for yourself is incredibly, incredibly important. And I'm sure that that's why Lori and I both have really resonated with each other, because we are both so fired up about preventative health. And I'm so glad that this has been Lori's transition and where she's focusing on, and now she's kind of helping sort of open that door to more preventative care rather than the reactionary type care that our system is set up for. So Lori, kudos to you. I just love your work, and that's so awesome. So can you tell us a little more about that, and specifically, how does your business nurture nurses?
Yeah, absolutely, Jessica. The one thing that I think has been my saving grace throughout my life is keep moving and fitness. It's been on the forefront of everything I do and everything I think about for myself. That is number one. Number one is to take care of myself. I am of service to no one if I'm not taking care of myself. It's critical, critical to my family, critical to my personal experience in the world. And if I really want to help people, I also have to walk the talk. I can't just be out there talking, talk, and then I'm not doing the walking. I'm not doing the fitness. I'm not doing the nutrition. I'm not doing, doing meditation addressing sleep challenges. So that is really the number one place to start, is with yourself. And I'm telling you, the times that I fall off the wagon and I'm not taking care of myself, I'm miserable, I'm achy, I'm in pain, I'm sad, I'm depressed, I start to gain weight. And, it's about getting back on the wagon and just saying, hey, no more. I'm not going to chat. So it is a personal choice to take care of yourself, number one. And the things that, with nurses, we know so much. So it's about applying our knowledge. Number one, be your number one patient.
That is beautiful. I love that.
And practice a prevention that we learned in nursing school for yourself and for your family. And I found that for me, keep moving, fitness, exercise, meditation, but also nutrition. The nutrition is, you have to have the right fuel. You have to have quality fuel. One of the things that we know now that 75% of our food supply is contaminated with glyphosate, which is the Roundup chemical, plus all the other chemicals that we're exposed to. Now we also know that Roundup glyphosate causes cancer. That recent lawsuit that had happened, the guy he was originally awarded about 300 million, and then they bumped it down to 89 million. But anyways, this man is, rapidly dying of cancer because of the exposure to glyphosate. So just that chemical alone, and the needing to get to neutralize that chemical, well, I found a company that actually has the only certified antidote in the world that will neutralize that chemical out of your body. So it's these kinds of things to pay attention to. And then the quality of nutrition. Nutrition is the fuel for your body, just like you put in your car, right? The gasoline in your car. Well, if you put dirty gasoline in your car, what's going to happen? Your car's not going to work very well. And then if you put in like really bad gas into your car, what's going to do? It's going to shut down. Same thing with the body. If you keep putting bad fuel into your body, your body's going to be severely compromised. So that's where my passion comes in. And I've helped hundreds. I'm working with other nurses that are working with other people as well, and we are seeing significant, profound changes, improvements. Just my family alone, as I said, focus on yourself, right? Myself, my sister, her husband, my mom and dad, they're 83 and 85. Well, the five of us collectively were on 30 pharmaceuticals.
Wow.
Within a year. Yeah. 30 pharmaceuticals with the five of us. And we're relatively healthy. There's some chronic illness, but not severe chronic illness. It was 30 drugs. And within a year, applying the concepts of prevention and some advanced technology and the understanding of nutrition and really implementing the knowledge of nutrition, we are able to get off all 30 drugs within a year.
That is so, so incredible and so encouraging. And what I'm hearing Lori say is that it's not hard to do. It's not hard to do. It's these basic things like how you fuel your body, when you fuel your body. It's just like your car. Like you're not going to put dirty gasoline in it and expect to drive 500 miles without running out of steam or running poorly. You can't expect your body to do the same. If you're fueling it with cookies for breakfast, it's no wonder that you feel like crap 4 hours into that 12-hour shift. Like it's not brain surgery either. It's those things that we know, but we're not implementing. And I was recently introduced to, I don't remember. I want to say Tiara Owen maybe is her name, but she was talking about how she uses the SBAR tool for nurses. So situation, background, assessment, recommendation. You can do that for yourself. You can take stock of your current situation. You can do an assessment of yourself, like how well are you sleeping? How well are you nourishing your body? How high is your stress? How well are you doing activities? And then you can move into the, giving yourself recommendations. But the key is she added 2 I's to the end of the tool. So it's the SBAR double I. And the first I is for implementation. And that's, I think, key for most nurses is that we know, but we don't do. And until you implement something, it's not going to even have a chance to become part of your integrated system, like who you are and what you're doing with yourself, because you haven't made the effort to implement it for it to be integrated, to turn into a habit, to turn into something that's going to last you for a lifetime. And like the fact that Lori's family alone has gotten off of 30 pharmaceuticals in the last year just by pulling back in and really taking care of yourself blows my mind. It's incredible and it's so easy to do. And I love that about your story. That fires me up. That is so exciting.
Yeah. And, as we know, as nurses know, 80% of chronic illness is related to lifestyle choices. 80% of our health issues are because of what we choose and how we make decisions to feed our body, rest our body, move our body.
Amen.
And,
Amen.
yeah, it is all in our own hands. So I would like to challenge the nurses that are here, that are listening today, that in the comments, if you hear anything that really is hitting you home and you're really determined, or even just to share a little bit of your story, please, put it in the comments about how you're improving or what you've learned from us today. And like, oh yeah, this glyphosate thing, I wanna learn more about it. And we can come back and help you with that. So I guess the thing that really is a strong experience for me is when people come back, and even my mom and dad and my sister, I mean, they're so grateful. They thank me regularly about, Lori, thank you so much for bringing these concepts and doing them with us in our lives. I'm going to be 58. So essentially I'm almost 60 years old and I feel like I'm 38. I feel like I'm 20 years younger than I really am. And I have more energy. I have more strength. We really have the power to turn it around. So again, I challenge everyone, if you want to have a happier life, I mean, even poor food can make you depressed and sad.
Yep.
So addressing those things, you can actually boost your energy, and you also are going to be a happier person. And there's so many success stories. There's so many people that we've worked with so far that I can share and introduce you to those people, their testimonies in improving their lives. I work with other nurses and helping them set up their own business as health consultants, and I'm open to do that with any nurse that wants to step in and say, hey, I'd like to start. You can start doing it part-time. And I'm here to serve. I'm here to serve nurses, and I'm here to serve anyone and everyone that is interested to really have a happier and vibrant life.
That is beautiful. That's beautiful. I love it, Lori. Thank you so much. So how can people get a hold of you?
All right. So my website is Lori RN Consultant. It's LORIRN Consultant.com. My phone number is 401-932-9342. So I'm available 24/7. If I don't pick up right away, I will get back to you in 24 hours. And I'm also on Facebook. You can find me on Facebook, Lori RN, or Lori Delfosse, my last name, D as in David, ELFOSSE. So I invite you to reach out to me, to Jessica, however we can help nurses feel better, be happy, and also start to looking at different ways of creating income using that creativity. Like Jessica, when she opened the interview today, like, we don't have to be stuck. You don't. There's ways that you can even work part-time, and that's what I have in my program to help nurses do something on the side. I mean, the side hustle, I've always been doing a little side hustle ever since I was 12 years old. I've always had a couple different jobs going on besides my regular job. And I'm motivated. And also I get to help, other people do it. So other people, I get to be around other happy people. It's just a great, it's a great model that I've come up with. So I offer that to everyone that's interested.
That's beautiful. And I feel like that's the beauty of us, like being, health coaches and health consultants, is like, once we see the difference it makes in our own lives, like, we can't help but pay it forward. Like, we just want everybody else to be healthy. And so really, I love your challenge to nurses. And as we wrap up, I just wanted to highlight a couple of things that you said. And one of the things that I really loved that you said was, I am of service to no one if I am not caring for myself. And these bouncing back from burnout interviews that I've been doing are example after example after example of nurses not caring for themselves and showing up in a way that they look cranky, they are tired, they are angry, they are irritable, they're not being kind or caring or compassionate to their patients because they can't even function properly. And sometimes that even ends with like being fired from your job, as we heard one of the nurses say. And so really, I just want to encourage you to listen to your body, listen to those things that your body is telling you, because it's not normal for you to live being stressed out 10 out of 10 every single day, being exhausted, being cranky. Like, those are not normal things. And those are things that can be helped with simple lifestyle changes. And then the second thing that I heard you say is to be your number one patient. Implement all of your knowledge. Implement it. And here's the thing is, like, I feel like nurses sometimes will experience like that imposter syndrome because they're not taking care of themselves. And then they're standing and like basically preaching to the patient to do the things that they're not doing. And that is not a powerful place, my friends. When us as nurses are caring for ourselves and showing up as beautiful and vibrant and healthy and energetic, your patients believe you when you say, if you live a healthy lifestyle, you can be energetic, you can get off medications, and you become their example rather than preaching to them. And I just think that as a profession, we have so much power to make an impact if we choose to dial it back and take care of ourselves and then show up from that place rather than that place of being exhausted. So Lori, thank you so much for those words of wisdom. And I know that nurses out there are going to love to hear this interview and hear what you've had to say. You're so wonderful and encouraging, and I just really, really appreciate you. So Lori, thank you.
You're welcome. And I'm here to serve, and I'm so grateful to Jessica for the opportunity to share my story. And, you know, maybe there's one more nurse I can help, one more nurse we can help,
yeah.
To, you know, pick up, take care of herself, and how many hundreds of people that she'll have impact to. So, yeah, and we all have knowledge to do it. So,
yeah. Amen. Amen. Well, Lori, thank you so much for your time. And to all my fellow nurses, as always, we love you. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.